Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Talking Politics.
We start with what has become a buzzword in the political circles. We're talking about the so-called blue regime.
Okay?
Now, initially, the label was used cautiously to avoid implicating any particular political party, even though what it referred to was far from being a secret, right? But now everybody seems to have dropped all pretense. Even those in the Bhumjaithai party, the core of the ruling coalition government, seem to have openly embraced the moniker, albeit for different reasons, or based on their own interpretation as to what the color blue represents.
Yeah, it was Nathapong Rungpranyawut, leader of the People's Party, who first came up with the blue regime label. I mean, he didn't mention names, but it was more than obvious from the start that he was referring to Bhumjaithai party, whose official color is blue. Nathapong claimed that Thailand is no longer a democratic society as is generally understood. He said a certain political force is in process of monopolizing powers in all spheres.
Nathapong claims that the blue regime has its roots in the current constitution, which was drafted and adopted under the military guidance in 2017. Following the military coup d'etat 3 years earlier. And he claimed that the constitution accords the blue regime with all the necessary tools to monopolize power. And he accused the blue regime of establishing a political system that is not accountable to the public and with power rested in the hands of the ruling elites, of which the blue regime is a part. Again, we are now hearing the terms ruling elites.
Yeah. Well, the term ruling elites is often used to refer to an alleged secretive network of unelected authorities and power structures, including the military, that operates independently of a country's elected political leadership. Now, in the United States, a similar concept is often described as the deep state.
Okay. And Nathapong pointed his finger specifically at members of the Senate, who he claimed were the product of the blue regime's manipulation of the Senate election process. And with his hand-picked proteges controlling the majority of the Senate, Nathapong claimed that the blue regime can easily dictate the appointment of members of such independent bodies as the Constitutional Court, the Election Commission, and the Anti-Corruption Commission. He alleged that these independent bodies have been weaponized against the opponents of the ruling elites.
Nathapong's broadside against the so-called blue regime came after Bhumjaithai party of Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul in mid-May submitted a bill seeking to amend the current constitution. The bill is designed to pave the way for a new constitution to be written to replace the current one. Now, Bhumjaithai party has proudly claimed that the move demonstrates its sincerity in seeking constitutional reform, but Nathapong and his People's Party see things a bit differently.
And they see Bhumjaithai party as a conservative force that is bent on thwarting any real political reforms. The fear is that Bhumjaithai party's version of a new constitution will be even less democratic than the current one, which, as we have reported earlier, it was adopted by the military. When the military was in power many years back, right?
Yeah.
And as we all know, there is a history of bad blood between the People's Party and Bhumjaithai party. And of course, you still remember that in September last year, the People's Party offered Bhumjaithai party its legislative support that enabled Anutin to become Prime Minister. And in return, Anutin promised to support the People's Party's legislative move that would lead to drafting of a new constitution.
Yes, but things fell apart when the People's Party accused Bhumjaithai of violating the spirit of their agreement. Bhumjaithai at the time insisted on retaining a significant say by the Senate on any constitutional amendments, and that breakup prompted Prime Minister Anutin to dissolve the House. Now let's fast forward. Bhumjaithai Party is now the core of the ruling coalition with a comfortable majority in the House. And as we have been reporting, it is also widely alleged to be closely connected to many of the members of the Senate.
And don't forget that several of Bhumjaithai Party's executives are being probed for involvement in alleged Senate election collusion in 2024. And that means Bhumjaithai Party's bill to amend the constitution and its eventual version of a new constitution will be assured of support from both houses.
Yeah.
At least 3 other political parties, including the People's Parties, are in the process of submitting their own bills to amend the constitution. But Bhumjaithai Party, being the first to submit its bill and with the significant legislative support, is most likely to have its bill adopted as the main draft, and that is very important.
Nattapong, the leader of the People's Party, claimed that the Bhumjaithai Party's bill to amend the constitution is only part of a larger political scheme to perpetuate the blue regime's hold on power. And just this week, Bhumjaithai decided to withdraw its support for the constitutional amendment bill sponsored by the Pheu Thai Party, which is its major coalition partner as well. Now, the efficient reason given by the Bhumjaithai is that its contents might contravene a ruling of the Constitutional Court. Now, the court ruled in September last year that only the House of Representatives and the Senate are empowered to select or appoint members of the Constitution Drafting Assembly.
But there's a big difference between the 2 bills, one submitted by Bhumjaithai and the other by Pheu Thai Party. The one submitted by Bhumjaithai complies with the court ruling, but that of Pheu Thai Parties paves the way for a direct election of constitution drafters by the public. And political observers believe that the move is a clear sign that Bhumjaithai Party would not support other versions of the constitutional amendment bill besides its own, which critics see as being designed to strengthen the current political status quo.
I guess the fear is that the Constitution Drafting Assembly will turn out to be an extension of the blue regime. In a later interview, People's Party leader Nattapong said that the so-called blue regime is bigger than Bhumjaithai Party, and Bhumjaithai is only what he calls an agent of the blue regime. Nattapong did not elaborate, but Pawut-Pong Wittiyaphano, a prominent tech entrepreneur and an MP of the People's Party, said Bhumjaithai Party is backed not only by the ruling elites but also enjoys support from the influence peddling businessmen.
So what does Prime Minister Anutin have to say about all this? The Bhumjaithai leader appears to have taken the criticism in stride. We are nobody's agent. That was how he responded to Nattapong's remarks. Anutin then went on to describe Bhumjaithai as a manufacturer. He did use the word manufacturer who helps promote patriotism and love for religion and the monarchy. What Anutin said was seen as echoing remarks by some other executives of Bhumjaithai Party who were criticized for trying to link the party's blue color with the monarchy's color as represented in Thailand's tricolor national flag.
Well, one of them was the industry minister Warawut Silapa Asha, who is a key figure in the Bhumjaithai Party. He made no qualms about embracing the blue regime moniker, but he offered his own interpretation of the label. Now, this is what he said about how he sees his Bhumjaithai Party and the blue regime charges. He said, "We do not own the blue regime. Bhumjaithai Party exists in the system, which is part of the blue color. Thailand has survived all along because of the preeminence of the Chakri dynasty. We consider ourselves a blue party that devotes ourselves to serving the throne."
One big question is, of course, is why all of a sudden the People's Party and its leader Nattapong in particular is making such a fuss about the so-called blue regime. Political observers see it as a part of a larger political strategy of the party. They said the party is still reeling from its not so impressive performance in the recent general elections, and the party is also seeing its popularity being gradually eroded. And while its current role as the main opposition party is far from being outstanding, the People's Party has also been hit with a series of scandals involving some of its individual members and MPs.
More importantly, the political fate of at least 10 of its most prominent MPs, including its leader Nathapong Ruengpanjawut, is now hanging in the balance because they are accused of gross ethical misconduct for sponsoring a bill to amend the lèse majesté law, better known as Article 112. Now, the Supreme Court has accepted the case against them for deliberation. So if found guilty, they face a lifetime political ban. So with all of these challenges, the political observers we have talked to see the party as in need of a political message that it hopes will galvanize its grassroots supporters while at the same time portraying its political opponents in a negative light.
And these observers believe that the blue regime charge is an opening salvo by the People's Party to undermine the public trust in the Bhumjaithai-led ruling coalition government, which itself is already seeing a drop in its approval rating due to its disastrous handling of the major flood in Hat Yai district and the rising cost of living and the fallout from the war in the Middle East. The ongoing 1.6 billion baht so-called Thailand AI passport, that very controversial AI project by the government, has also emerged as a new scandal, eroding the government's credibility. And this is what one of the observers said. This is a tactic to paint the picture of the country being dictated by a political party in the hope of mobilizing mass support against it. This is according to Dr. Suvicha Pawali of NIDA poll, whose most recent opinion poll shows a decline in Anutin government's popularity.
The use of the term regime against the government in power is not something unprecedented though. The term Thaksin regime, if we could remember, was popularized by those opposed to the Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, leading eventually to his downfall through a military coup in 2006. Then, young pro-democracy protesters rose against the military intervention in politics under what they term Prayut regime.
And as the week drew to a close, another development emerged to show how obsessed the People's Party is in battering the blue regime. The party appointed a well-known academic, Surapon Nitikraiphut, to lead the strategy team for the party's Bangkok gubernatorial candidate. The appointment drew an immediate backlash. Of course, academically and professionally speaking, the 66-year-old professor is definitely more than qualified for the job. But it is his link to the military junta that seized power in the coup against the Thaksin government in 2006 that his critics think is the problem.
Yeah, Surapon at that time was the rector of Thammasat University when he was appointed member of the National Legislative Council, which is the law-making body set up by the military junta. His critics also recalled what they see as his anti-Thaksin activities prior to the coup. So his opponents, however, came to his defense, recalling that other state university rectors were also appointed to sit in the National Legislative Council by virtue of their academic titles.
And People's Party wasted no time with its attempts at damage control. The party has been portraying itself as a champion of democracy. Of course, we know that, with a strong stand against military intervention in politics. So giving a professor with a record of working with a military junta a prominent position in the party certainly doesn't impress its supporters.
Yeah, its deputy leader Rangsiman Rome insisted at a press conference that the party's stand has not changed. He said Surapon was chosen purely for his legal and academic expertise and should not be seen as compromising its political principle.
Rangsiman declared that Kun Surapon, or Professor Surapon, is a valuable asset that will help with the big fight against, guess what? The blue regime. And he had this to say: by now, if we do not unite to fight against the blue regime, my question is, what will the future of the country be like?
Now we're going to talk about Thaksin Shinawatra.
Okay.
Whatever your opinion of him, there is no denying that his rise and fall have remained a constant feature in Thai politics for more than 2 decades.
And he has not stopped making headlines.
Yeah,
even,
he's back,
even
back.
when he was physically absent from the political scene, right?
Yeah, and this week he's back. I mean, following the royal decree issued on June 3rd this year, which marked the royal celebration of Her Majesty the Queen's 48th birthday anniversary, prisoners who fit a certain set of criteria were granted a royal pardon. Thaksin Shinawatra included on that list.
So on May 11, Thaksin was allowed to leave the prison on parole to spend the rest of his prison term at home. Now, the sentence is commuted with the royal pardon this week. But there are still a few steps before he is 100% free, which we will talk about very shortly. But for now, let's do a recap on what happened to him.
It's a long story.
Right.
Okay, we'll try to be as brief as possible. For those of you who did not follow why Thaksin was imprisoned in the first place, here's a brief version of it. So Thaksin was found guilty on corruption charges back in August 2023. Now, initially, the prison term was 8 years, but he later appealed and the sentence was reduced to 1 year. So on August 22nd, 2023, Thaksin was sent to prison. On the first night that he was there, he claimed to have severe symptoms and had to be sent to the police hospital. Now, he ended up staying at the hospital VIP room on the 14th floor for about 6 months. And then he was released on parole and returned home in February 2024. Now, the fact that Thaksin did not serve those 6 months behind bars sparked debates about preferential treatment. And a group of petitioners went to court. The court did not accept their request to consider the 14th floor case, but took the investigation into its own hands. And on September 9th last year, the Supreme Court's Criminal Division for holders of political positions ordered Thaksin back to prison, ruling that his extended stay at the police hospital was not legally justified.
And this time, Thaksin actually served his sentence behind bars for 8 months. And with the royal pardon this week, he's now virtually a free man. We say virtually because there are steps to be taken, like securing his release certificate and getting his electronic monitoring device removed. By law, that process could take up to 3 months, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
And the most natural question is, what's next for Thaksin?
Yeah.
What does his freedom mean to the future of Thai politics? Will he be shunning politics, as his daughter, Kun Paetongtarn, the former Prime Minister, said? Or will he resume his political role in one form or another?
Yeah, there are a few possibilities. But first of all, Thaksin told his close aides that once free, he will travel to Dubai and possibly use the city as a home base. So why Dubai, you may wonder?
Yeah.
So it is because it is where he spent most of his time while in self-imposed exile for 15 years. So he is acquainted with the city, obviously. His sister Yingluck Shinawatra is also there on self-exile. And his special doctors are in Dubai. He is well established there in terms of investment and business networks as well.
But regardless of his choice of residence, the question that most observers may be more interested in is his role in Thai politics. Will he push forward, or will he wash his hands of politics, or will he be stepping back and let the next generation of Thai leaders take the helm? So if we consider Thaksin's track record, the second option is the least likely. That means he will resume his political role.
He'll still be around, okay?
So plus this week, a clearer picture was given by Kun Praset Chantaralongthong, who is the Deputy Prime Minister and also in charge of Education Ministry. And he is also the Secretary General of the Pheu Thai Party. Kun Praset said that Thaksin has a long-standing bond with Pheu Thai Party. And he is considered to be the spiritual leader of the party. Therefore, it's normal for party members to meet him. So that means that party members, those of Pheu Thai Party, will be queuing up
to meet him.
And not only just for meeting sake, but to get his guidance and advice and So we sure can expect Thaksin to come up with some ideas or say something that will make big headlines again.
So yeah, it is likely that Thaksin will continue to exert influence over the Pheu Thai party. But the real question is, how much influence will he have? Because too much involvement could complicate the party's internal chain of command. But if managed carefully, his political experience and influence could help the Pheu Thai party rebuild support ahead of the next general elections.
Yeah. Don't forget that for the first time in the recent history, Pheu Thai party finished third in this year's election and even lost its seat in Chiang Mai, which is the party's traditional stronghold. Many of the so-called Bhumjaithai, the power brokers, have also switched camps from Pheu Thai party to the blue house of the Bhumjaithai party. So Bhumjaithai and Pheu Thai are in the same government coalition for now. But it's certainly interesting to see how the rivalry between the red and the blue intensifies now that Thaksin is back. Thaksin is least likely to sit still. He will certainly be exerting his influence and try to help Pheu Thai party get back on the track. And you can be sure that Thaksin's name will keep popping up in our programs from this point on.
A lot of people said that the fact that he wants to go to Dubai is to be away from the political scenes in Thailand. So it will help with his picture of not influencing too much with the party.
That's the reading of some observer, that Thaksin may find it safer to be away from all this political mess in the country.
But it's the internet age. I mean, meetings can take place very easily by the internet.
You remember when he was still in exile in Dubai, he still kept making headlines with his social media posts, with his
we're going to see more of it,
conversations and lectures.
Well, I guess his return will make Thai politics more colorful and lively. Anyway, keep watching. Thank you so much for following this program. If you like it, leave us a like, leave us some comments, and we'll be back in the next one.